What? Oh, uh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to League Zero Novice Week 2 match, Hyperflex versus Geo. My name is Hedwig. I'm the Expert Division Coordinator for League Zero. I am joined by my lovely co-caster, Kimbo. Cut that out of the VOD.
Hello.
And our lovely streamer, Knock on Wood, who I don't know if you can actually hear.
Maybe he
Sorry,
can hear
Sorry, it's just a little scuff. We are currently in the process of trying to get both teams into the lobbies as it took them forever. Not my fault.
Yeah, only Hypnotos. Okay, only Hyperflex is in this lobby so far. I don't even know if anyone from Geo is in. I don't know really anything about these novice teams, so this is basically just as much of a treat to me as it is to some newcomer to League Zero. So this will be fun.
Definitely, as I have Hyperflex's starting roster. I have no idea where Geo is right now. Might be in Chef Brandon Bob. Nope, I had that right the first time. All right,
Whenever Geo does get in here, what I do know is that they are definitely expected to be the winners here. Hyperflex did come off of a win last week, but a lot of people are still viewing them as a very weak team compared to the rest of Novice, especially compared to Geometric. So they're definitely in favor here if they even get in the lobby. So
they're
it's
in the
something to
voice
keep in
chat right
mind.
now, so it'll probably just be a second. One of them just has to add me.
What VC is it? It's I don't even know. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see him.
Yeah. So, as you said, I definitely agree that players like SD Awesome and, as I'm just doing my standard things, SD Awesome is probably one of the best, if not the best, novice DPS. I think he was actually very close to being moved up to intermediate. As we're blue. However, we did end up keeping in novice.
I do know Churd as well from Geometric. He was on a Flux Cup team that I used to coach. He's a pretty good off tank player, if I'm not mistaken. I know he plays some kind of tank. He was definitely pretty good in Flux Cup, so I feel like he can maybe translate the skills here. I didn't watch last week's games. I probably should have done that, but I didn't. So I don't know, like, how exactly he's been working with his team. But if his results in Flux Cup say anything, I feel like he can be promising.
Absolutely. I didn't have a chance to watch them either, but I was fortunate enough to cast the novice show matches hosted by Navino's Marsupial Gaming crowd. Jesus, that's so many spectators. Why do these teams have so many spectators? But from what I remember, Geo was looking rather scary. So I want to see if Hyperflex, who didn't look the strongest in that, has sort of turned it around.
One of the biggest things is that from what I heard, SDA wasn't there in their last game, and the fact that you're still calling them scary is insane because I've heard that SDA is probably their best player. So I feel like they could be very, very dominant here, especially against known to be weak Hyperflex. So we'll see how he like fits with the team. I'm sure the team is happy to have him in this game.
Absolutely. We're just trying to figure out the starting rosters and first map, as first map pick will end up going to, if I remember correctly, Geo has first map pick.
I don't
Yes,
even know how that's. I don't
Geo
know how
gets
that's determined.
it's a coin flip
Oh.
that the host, that which would be me, does.
Make sure they're all on team spec, by the way.
Yeah, I just need to get all of them. Boop, 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 boop.
They actually have 4 spectators because VRS
Yeah,
is
yeah, they have 4 spectators. VRS is on
they just don't have a player in.
Hyperflex.
Oh, okay,
And
then they're fine.
then they're missing one player. Also Aqua's in. I don't think he is quite a novice player. I don't think he's good enough for that, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I don't know what their starting roster is, so I'm just gonna wait until Aliana's told me. Oh, there we go. Zexu, who, if I remember correctly, is one of the stronger the main tanks in the whole of Novice. Unsurprisingly, SD Awesome, Tilted, Wooly, and Flank. All in all, a pretty strong thing. The only thing, if I remember correctly, is that Wooly was a bit of an underperformer compared to Flank Yada, who did very, very well. Or maybe it was the vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know enough about these teams.
I'm sorry. I promise to watch more Novice after this. It's just
yeah, same here. I kind of accidentally signed up to cast Novice, so I wasn't entirely prepared. But you never know. Maybe this will be a show that I love to cast, and maybe I'll be back for more genuinely researched.
I mean, I like
But-
Novice because Novice is just chaos. Like, not a lot actually goes down when it comes to meta because, no offense to Novice teams, they're just not as practiced usually or good at the meta. So therefore, it can get very chaotic and very funny. And as we go to first map, Nepal, not surprised that Geo would pick this. I mean, SC Awesome is known for his Pharah play, so of course Nepal is probably one of the better Pharah maps.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely know that, and I agree with you. No, but seriously, Nepal is an interesting one because you typically see teams wanting to play like Li Zhong. That's definitely the fan favorite, really throughout most of Overwatch, including League Zero's community as well. So it's a little bit of a shocker. Maybe can also throw Hyperflex off. Maybe they haven't practiced it much. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I feel like Nepal is a map that they would just practice, just maybe even on accident. Is a lot of other teams like picking Nepal too.
Yeah, I mean, Nepal seems like one of those maps that people just pick to try to throw other teams off, and then that leads to them scrimming that map. So it's yeah, Nepal's always been an interesting prospect, and really the past few leagues that this community's been around. So I mean, it's usually a shocker whenever like a map like Nepal is. Okay, I'm really tired if you can't tell. It's a shocker whenever a map like Nepal is picked.
Absolutely. My main thing when I look at these two teams is we know SC is a very, very strong DPS. We know Zexu and Churd are very, very strong tanks. I don't know much about Geo supports, and honestly, most of Hyperflex, I almost called them Hypixel, as we have R from both teams, so we will be heading into this map. I don't know a ton about, which could make them even scarier because known players, you kind of know their skill level. Unknown players, not so much.
Yeah, that's very true, honestly. And I feel like they can use that to their advantage with, the lack of people really knowing about them at all. I feel like they can use that to their advantage and maybe come in with an element of surprise here, whether it's by comp or just by skill overall. So I don't know. This could be a fun one to watch.
This point, unsurprisingly, you see both Banana and SD Awesome have chosen to run that far. No real shocker there. It's such open space and so many points where Pharah can just pound damage into that point. The other main difference you're seeing is in those tanks and that secondary DPS.
Double shield. I have not seen this one in a while. This is gonna be an odd one to look at, honestly. It's definitely not a bad idea on paper though, but like the supports and the tanks just have no real synergy. Like a Moira with double shield, you never really see that.
Yeah, it is a very weird comp in general. And you see the Widow versus the Ashe. I don't honestly like the Ashe when you're running a Pharah because Ashe physically needs that pocket mercy and she's not going to get it.
That being said, though, Chef almost immediately goes down here as a fairly quick engagement and takeover of this point goes in the favor of Geometric. Churd as well, getting another pick onto Brandon, and it looks like very quickly Geometric's gonna be able to take this first fight here. I don't know. I don't really know how Chef got taken out there. I wasn't fully watching.
SD Awesome and Wooly, they just kind of went right on him. There was nothing he could do. And that's the power of a Pharah, especially in Novice, where aim isn't as strong. You just sit in that back line and you can dominate the field.
Yeah, that was sort of the biggest part to me about that is the fact that Widowmaker is such like a long-range character that if a Pharah can successfully get in a Widowmaker's face, even top-tier Widowmakers can't 100% of the time deal with something like that. So Chef switches over to the Ashe. We also see a complete tank comp switch going over to Ryan Ziva. That's a huge ultimate charge disadvantage, but this could possibly lead to a chance of some kind of development coming up. So you see, it doesn't matter because Prince Xu is just W King. SDA as well using the Blossom, once again very quickly ending this fight.
I mean, you saw right there, Lori's health just got hammered down almost instantaneously. It was like, I saw him at full, then I saw him at half, then I saw him dead.
Yeah, it's very easy to do something like that because Geometric is just playing so much more coordinated, it feels.
Absolutely. Especially with this Pharah. They seem to know where SD is playing at all times and are using him to their strengths.
Yeah, for sure. So we see Hyperflex trying to go push under this sort of room over here, but it's such an easy pick such an easy place for Pharah to get a bunch of value out. As you see, already applying a ton of pressure, forcing the team to back up. A nice shatter as well from Prince Xu, just as a cherry on top, gonna win that main tank duel. Moira as well going down for Hyperflex. This is not a winnable fight, and I don't even think they're gonna have much of a chance to contest.
Definitely not, especially as 2 stagger kills come in very late. A third one most likely onto this Ashe, actually 4. And yeah, they're not even going to be able to touch. And I understand why they want to go in that under room, because you're trying to hide from the Pharah. But exactly as you said, Pharah also has a really easy time melting you from above after you come out of that room.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. They're just not taking the right engagements, I feel like. I feel like going down main there would have been more beneficial overall, with just because it's more open, so it's easier to not only see the Pharah, but also sort of avoid her, right? So, I like this. We see the Torbjorn coming out here from Tilted Waffle. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I wanted to see coming out of here. Herping Yoshi is on ball. They're pulling out Orisa ball. This is like some solo queue comp stuff that I honestly really want to see and see how it works.
I mean, if this works, the only thing I can think of with this tame comp is what they're going to do is they're going to pull with Orisa and then boop them off the map with ball. That's the only possible reason I could see them running this kind of composition. The problem is there's really not a target for a boop here. Like, Ana's going to be very far back. Ashe can dynamite herself, and oh, well, Herping just falls off the map, I guess.
Yeah, Herping was taking a lot of damage, tried to back up, unfortunately missed his jump just by a little bit. It seems that Hyperflex is still trying to get something done. The monkey gets frozen up, but it just isn't getting shot. Bobs is going to get the boop on the Churd, but the rest of his team is already dead. It's not going to do too much here. It's just the May and the Moira left. Oh, man.
Well, that was swift. Even though they managed to take that first point control, well, sort of, even though the point wasn't unlocked. The problem is, once you have that point control, you're surrounded on all sides by those dive tanks, by Ashe, by Torb. Like, what can you do?
Yeah, and let's just look at Hyperflex really quickly. They switched to Sigma, which is perfect with Orisa, but then they switch over to Monkey on the main tank, which would be good with Ball. They just aren't coordinating it, even in the form of comps. Geometric just looks a lot better with that. We see the nano boost onto Prince Xu as well as Churd going in. 2 of them now gonna get the pick onto Brandon with those boosters. It looks like Banana trying their best to freeze up Prince, but it's not gonna work. She's gonna go down. Tilted Waffle getting a hammer kill onto Chef as well, just to put some icing on the cake.
Tilted, you didn't have to do him like that.
Oh man, this is just... I can't really say that Hyperflex is really doing anything well here.
I mean, sure, Geo is playing well, but also, this looks like below Novice, if I'm being honest. What? At least most of Novice understands basic principles of composition. Nothing on this composition synergizes.
Exactly, like you're playing Monkey Sigma. I don't really understand it entirely. SDA gonna throw in the Bob, gets 2 with the help of it. Chef going off the map as well. This is just domination.
You're playing a dive tank with a brawl DPS, a sniper, brawl supports, and Sigma, who is kind of bad. Like, what is this?
Now Yoshi switches back over to the ball here. They really haven't even gotten an ultimate off this whole map, which is just it's so weird. They're just not making the right decisions. As we see the engagement coming in, we see multiple ultimates coming out here. We see the beat as well from Bob. Just every Q in the game is being hit right now. Flank Yada gonna go down, as well as the Diva Sherd, who's just left alone on the point. What it took there was using all of those ultimates that took all around to charge, and then finally getting a fight win out of it. But I don't know how long that'll last.
They popped 5 ults in a single fight. The only ult that they didn't use was Herping's, and not because Herping saved it. No, he just didn't have it. I'm betting if he had it, he would have popped it.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. What I will say is that Lori had a pretty nice Primal Rage there, honestly. Like, I gotta give him credit there. He got like 3 or 4. It was pretty nice to see. But now the ult economy is just flipped right back into Geometric's favor. This should be a pretty easy fight win as long as they don't get picked off too early. We see Banana actually switches over to the Reaper here, which is definitely a good decision against something like a Monkey. So honestly, they're starting to sort of pick things up here as SDA goes down fairly early to Herping.
The only problem here is that all Geo has to do is win a single fight. On the other side, they have to win like 2 or 3 fights consecutively to win this one round. That's not even counting the next round.
Yeah, but what I will say is that they have been farming these ultimates back quickly. Chef already back to another Bob. Herping and Lori getting close to their ults, as well as halfway to support ults. That's really good. So there's definitely a shot here for a hold as we see the Bob coming out here from Chef, but the nano boost on to Prince to try to keep it equal as he barely farms up the primal before he dies. He's just kind of juggling Banana into the corner, trying his best to get a kill. Unfortunately, nothing much has come out of it yet. Chef's Bob does go down. And everyone's just really low on Geometric. They have to back up a bit. Sherd throws in the bomb. This could be big.
Oh, it hits Chef!
That's a huge pick. SDA, classic Bob play. You know, that's a fresh nuts type of play that you see coming out. It happens to the best of us. We see the coalescence coming out from Brandon to try to keep this fight alive. Both support ults coming out, actually. It's last fight territory here. Tilted and Sherd, though, are just getting the picks that are needed. Sherd getting Herp and Yoshi as well. Oh, he almost falls off the map, is barely able to boost back up. Brandon going down too. It's just the Lucio left. Chef coming back, hits the dynamite, trying his best to clutch something out. 1v6, but it's not going to be able to. And the flip almost goes over to Trig. We see Lori using the Primal Rage, trying his best. Maybe he can get another 3k like he did earlier. Banana using the Death Blossom. Gonna be able to find Flank Yada. That's a huge advantage, or a potential advantage that could maybe win them this fight. Look at how split Geometric are. There's only like 3 people on point. Everybody's finally grouping back up, but Banana's just wreaking so much havoc. Gonna be able to find Prince and Sherd's mech as well. It looks like Hyperflex is actually gonna find this fight.
I can't tell you how they did it other than the fact that Geo just looked like they could not focus fire for the life of them. They almost had it flipped. They almost had complete control. And then all of a sudden, just a couple people come back. Monkey, Reaper comes back, and then the focus fire is gone. That should not have
They were
happened.
very split as well, if you could see that. I think Tilted was like over towards that Mega by Hyperflex's spawn, trying to like pick off any people that were coming in from spawn, but there were so many people already on the points, and especially Tilted Waffle being a Reaper, you need that damage. It was really just like they thought that they already had the fight won, so they were sort of setting up for the next fight and like slacking off a bit. That's just not something you can do.
Well, especially considering there wasn't a next fight. If they won that point, they won the point and the entire map. And now we're on round 3, where the momentum has now been flipped to the side of Hyperflex, which means Geo could lose this.
Something I don't get is why Herping Yoshi is forcing this ball. Especially against the Symmetra, this is going to be a tough tough thing to go into. But Bob's instantly goes down, but Flankiata equalized. Chef is doing really well on this Ashe so far. So it's a sort of even fight going into here, but you can say that Hyperflex has the advantage. Chef getting pick after pick. He's not getting contested either from that high ground. Geometric gets first cap, but I cannot say that this will last for long, as Herping Yoshi's just kind of rolling in and out, trying his best to make space. SDA gonna find the pick on Banana, but immediately gets pinned into the wall by Lori. Prince Exu though winning that Reinhardt duel. It's still a fairly even fight. It's hard to say who's winning this, definitely, but Chef keeps getting picked.
Chef is killing so much.
Chef really doing everything for Hyperflex right now. Tilted Waffle though equalizing yet again. They need to kill Chef here. Okay, now that Chef's dead, it should be a one fight finally.
I don't know how Chef can get that many kills and they still lose that. Maybe that's the reason why Herping is on this ball, because I was watching it. It looked like Herping's whole job was disrupting them so they weren't focusing Chef, and that he got those sort of crucial sight lines.
Yeah, but then you also got to realize that that's sacrificing something like a Zarya to protect your Reinhardt better, or a Diva or something, to like add more frontline pressure. Instead, you're just hoping that Chef can carry, and obviously that doesn't work enough. As Tilted Waffle gets 2 with the tie here, Herping Yoshi's gonna be able to take him out, and he uses the mines in the backlines too. He thinks that this fight's winnable. It might even be. You never know. The mines do a lot of pressure, but no kills are coming out. Banana and Herping both going down, and I just don't know what Hyperflex is doing.
The only reason he probably used mines there is I'm betting he switches, and if he doesn't, he's okay. That was the only reason to use mines there, because you already lost 2 of your players. Yes, you killed 1, but you lost, I think, both supports, was it? Like, you didn't stand a chance in that fight.
Yeah, it was 2 very crucial picks, and you can't ult in that and expect to win still. See the shield coming out, both shatters as well from both sides, of course. Both rides are in each team's backline right now. Churn and SDA though, just showing that obviously they're just better than Hyperflex right now. It's very difficult for Hyperflex to get anything done. It's 99% to the point. Chef barely going to be able to touch. The Bob's not on the point. Bob's is going to try his best to touch again, and he will. It's not looking good for Hyperflex. They probably can't touch again, and Geometric wins first map.
I mean, you're right. Absolutely. Both tanks did end up going into the enemy team's backline. The problem is, Geo could focus fire Lori. Didn't look like Hyperflex could say the same.
Exactly. It's just Geometric, just in every way, is basically just outclassing Hyperflex here. There's some serious work that needs to be done. This Primal Rage from Lori was really good, though, I gotta say.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I will say that second point was definitely a good example of, it looks like if Hyperflex can get control, then they have that opportunity.
Yeah,
however, they need to get control, which is much harder said than done.
Yeah, they need to gain control and gain momentum, but you're not always going to have that. It's about pushing through when you don't have the momentum on your side and flipping it, and that's not really happening. And it's not even that the momentum is just too much, it's that they're not making the correct decisions.
Of course.
Okay, I'm going to go get water because I wasn't prepared for this. So I'll be right back.
Of course.
Just 1 sec.
I mean, there's not much really happening right now, chat. It's basically just us waiting on the teams, trying to figure out who they're doing. As it looks like Hyperflex actually didn't know that the map's order changes every week, which is kind of unfortunate, as that might screw them over, because let's say they didn't scrim in proper order, they weren't expecting this, they were saying, oh yeah, this is going to be our fallback map if we lose this and this. Well, now that order is completely messed up.
I've returned.
Hello. Looks like Hyperflex has chosen Kings. Interesting choice, knowing Pharah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see Pharah much at the elo that I'm at, but definitely at this lower elo, like you said earlier, with lower level hit scan plays, because aim and stuff. Pharah can definitely work on this map, I gotta say. So I think they're kind of just favoring Geometric here.
Yeah, I want to see Echoes. Give me those
Oh
echoes.
man, the budget Farah.
Budget. I mean, hey, I was casting yesterday, and phone was popping off on the echo, and main tank differencing. Oh lord, poor Vantage. It was the chef for Brenna. Who is Brenna?
I'm assuming banana.
Chef for Val.
Oh, why are they subbing out Chef? He was their best player.
That's a confusing choice.
I'm assuming it's something to do with this map. Like they have a specific strategy set for it. I don't see why else they'd sub him out because Chef was actually popping off.
The other team is calling him out on it too.
Yeah.
You just played yourself from Dazome. Ooh.
Yeah, they definitely played themselves in that. I'm not entirely sure why. Okay, I actually do understand now why, now that I remember, as I have to swap all of them. Fun. Valerie is their Pharah player. Valerie is a very good Pharah player from what I remember. So that could be why they're subbing Valerie in.
Maybe. I'm actually interested to see a Farah duel here. That'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely, as we're just waiting on the R from both teams now. The only change made from Hyperflex is Valerie for Chef. Geo probably won't swap anyone. I wouldn't see a reason for them to swap.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I think Geo's starting lineup is looking pretty good. And I don't see a reason to change. If it isn't broke, don't fix it, right?
Honestly, the only thing that I'd say they need to work on is maybe stay a bit closer together in those like long drawn out fights, because especially when it got scrappy, Hyperflex did end up winning.
Yeah, I feel like Hyperflex sort of thrives in the chaos, I guess. But Geometric is doing their best to like stay coordinated, stay calm, sort of. And take the fights quick.
2 minutes now for them to R up, as neither team has given up. Perhaps they're trying to formulate strategies. Geo's strategy should honestly just be do what they've been doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Just focus targets. That's about it. Kill the Reaper. Lol.
Well, if they're even running a Reaper.
Inside joke. But yeah, just focus targets a little bit better. Just stay grouped up. Don't give up on a fight or anything like that. Or like don't slack off if you think you won the fight. Just like finish the fight. But yeah, it's looking really good for Geo coming in here.
Absolutely. I love Kings. It's such a classic.
It is. It really is.
There are very few people, I think, who dislike Kings.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I've seen some people who dislike it, and it's in like Twitter reply sections, and it always gets ratioed. But yeah, it's definitely a fan favorite map, and very few people dislike it at all. It's just so well fit for the fun compositions in the game. The Rhine Zarya, you can even run dive into it pretty well. It's like this is a map that people were running Brawl into even when Double Shield was literally broken, and still making it work. And that's why I feel like people like it, because you can run a lot of compositions on it and still win the game. Speaking of, I don't know if we're gonna see this and keep it, but Rhynarissa. That is something that I haven't seen since Toker with hero bans, but as an actual meta, probably in about 6 months. So this sort of weird hybrid poke brawl style, I'm interested to see how they're gonna work that out.
Valerie on Genji, that's a strange choice, especially because they're not even running a Ana, which is kind of the only reason, in my opinion, to really run a Genji, unless you're that confident.
Yeah, but on the side of Geometric, they're basically just running what should be ran. I mean, as far as standard comps, Prince gets walled off and is going to get melted down. Barely, the wall had just broken. So that's a huge advantage here for Hyperflex to maybe push in a little bit, but like you can see just the weird disorientation between the two tanks and the supports and all that. Like that can definitely cost them in future fights when Ryan doesn't die early. Churd going down as well. It should be a one fight here. SDA farmed a barrage, used it, killed Herping, which is actually a pretty good pick, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, that's the problem is.
Oh, that's first point going to Hyperflex in a weird turn of events.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how. Well, I know how. It was the fact that Zexu gets killed first. But still, I feel like with the amount of damage being pumped in, Geo should have been able to do more.
Yeah, I completely agree, especially, like, I mean, SDA was able to farm an entire barrage. Obviously, he was putting out a lot of pressure. It mostly just came down to Prince dying early. Once again, he gets walled off here, but he gets the nano boost to keep him up. A nice shatter as well, but a huge counter shatter from Herping, as well as the blade from Valerie. Say Val. A huge blade from Val to follow up. Definitely wasn't needed, but a great shatter there from Herping.
SG kills Valerie.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, SD is just in the back line. I guess that's cool.
Work.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was last alive. The fact that he got that pick was just kind of funny. Genji difference, I guess.
He has 80% to his blade because of it, so.
One of the main things that I am going to say is that Prince Zexu used to shatter the last fight and is already 70 to another one. So he's well on course of, like, using it again this fight.
Yeah,
the Bob coming out here from Tilted Waffle. Still alive, but Tilted Waffle himself goes down. Every aspect of him is gone now out of the fight. Prince Zexu does have another shatter, but the Blizzard comes out. No real opportunity to use it as everyone just gets frozen up or zoned out of the fights. And a pretty easy second point here. Hyperflex is looking really good right now.
5 minutes. They basically have been stopped this whole time. Maybe this is the comp they needed. I didn't think a Orisa Reinhardt comp would work, but it's working really well. Maybe just Geo just doesn't know how to play against this sort of really heavy spam comp.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely takes like more coordination as a team to play against a spam comp. A lot of people consider spam comps to be cheesy. A nice shatter coming out here from Prince. Not going to be able to find any kills directly, but the blade from SDA is going to help get some follow-up as he gets to. Tilted Waffle as well getting the cleanup. And finally, a break for Geometric.
Yeah, that was a very nice blade from SD Awesome. He saw his opportunity and he took it. I mean, granted, a bunch of players were in the grab, but still.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good time to use a blade, especially without an Ana nano boost, which is weird considering that they do have an Ana in the game. But, I mean, it's definitely a good combo there. Now you have a chance to nano possibly Prince here, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Valerie trying to dash up maybe to, like, bait out Beat or something, not too sure. But the nano boost from Prince Zexu is enough to at least force Hyperflex back a bit. None of them die, however, so there is a chance for them to re-engage.
Well, none of them die, but Zexu built up 80% of his ult. 90% actually, and gets a kill.
Okay, yeah, Prince Zexu is just showing how much of a Chad he is truly as Banana goes down there, but yeah, Geometric not looking too bad here. I don't really even know why Prince Zexu switched to Monkey in the first place, but it's definitely working, so I'm not going to get mad at him. SDA already to another blade as well, which is very, very crucial here.
50% to that next nano boost.
They're getting a lot done. We see the blade coming out from Valerie, but unfortunately the Beat to counter it, as well as the tire. Oh, that's
that's rude. You can't solo tire a 1 health. Well, you can because you did it, but you shouldn't.
That's so sad. I mean, the thing is, though, that Hyperflex got an exit pick on the Wooly there, which could be crucial.
Well, Bob dying, though, and Wooly is Lucio, which means he'll be back very swift.
You know, I like to have hope, at least, right? But, yeah, not quick enough. Hyperflex is
Nano Blade?
Yeah, there's a lot of ultimates on that table. I'm assuming that they're not going to use all 3. Churd uses 1. There it is. Forces out the Beat. I think this is what they wanted to do. Now that the Beat's out, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Nano Blade here very soon. Oh, no, the flank
Ana got booped.
Oh, and Herping Yoshi. W King into the backline. Main tank difference, he says. As, okay, a little bit of a push is available here for Hyperflex, but there's definitely a shot for Geometric to possibly come back here.
Well, especially because Valerie's dead right now, which means they will be taking a 5v6, as Valerie isn't all that... I mean, yes, he's fast, he's Genji, but not as fast as you might like. And now there's a free Nano Blade with no counter ultimate besides, I guess, a desperate Blizzard, which catches nothing.
The Blizzard wasn't terrible because it kept him away from most of the team, but the thing is that the people that he killed, it's because they just ran away from the Blizzard instead. It was kind of out of panic. It wasn't really coordinated or planned, and that was obviously the issue. We see Lori on Zarya, by the way. I forgot to bring that one up. He is the main tank player for Hyperflex. I don't know if he can play that well of a Zarya, but
Yeah.
that's definitely an odd sort of outlier, I guess. Prince actually still on this monkey. He's gonna go into the back line and use his Primal Rage to, I guess, just do a bit of disruption. He's gonna have to back out eventually, especially with this swap on the Reaper from Banana.
Well, he's gonna build up Ana's ult quite a bit from the amount of damage he took.
Yeah, that's very true. And now there's a tire coming out from Tilted. Waffle gonna get 2 to equalize on the picks that Hyperflex got. That's absolutely huge here to give them a shot at winning this fight. I wouldn't be surprised to see Prince switch to Ryan, and he does, as Churd cleans up the fights.
And now we're looking at a serious ult advantage, I'd say, for the side of Geo, as they're going to have, for most likely last or second to last fight, a Grav, Nano Blade, and Beat to defend against the enemy's Solo Blade, probably comboed with a Graviton.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot on the table here for Geo, and really Hyperflex as well. This is going to be a very particle-intensive fight. I wouldn't be surprised to see some frame drops going on here. Oh, the beat was too late.
Oh, but he does manage to boop off Churd, I guess.
Wait, there's potential for some value here. SDA hit Q inside of the grab. Woolly Sheep is forced to use Beat to disengage here, and that gives a chance for Hyperflex to possibly salvage this round with a fight. We see Valerie using the Blade as well with no counter ults. Tilted Waffle somehow his passive kills Brandon, which I guess is actually pretty good considering that Valerie didn't get any more value out of that Blade. Prince X is almost to the Shatter. If he can make it big, he can possibly clutch this out for his team. You can already see him swinging for it, but he gets pinned.
He got pinned.
He goes in for the counter pin. The Ryan's out of the fight. This is a free Shatter opportunity here, and he's gonna hit Q. He takes down 2. Bobs and Valerie trying their best to clutch it out. It's an even fight right now, 4v4. And
From spawns are better for the side of Geometric, so even if they do end up getting some final kills here, Herping is antied.
Oh, but he's still not gonna die. Prince X is falling incredibly low too. He's gonna get the nano boost, but he's gonna get shattered almost immediately and pinned as well. He's not gonna take the damage because Tilted Waffle takes him out, but now Flank and Prince are both dead. And this is looking like Hyperflex is slowly taking the advantage here. But with those respawns, you never know really at this point. Shirt going down though to Valerie. Valerie almost to another Blade. Meanwhile, Wooly is only 70 to his beats. It's not looking too good here. Tilted Waffle is gonna get Valerie though, so that means no Blade is available in the fight here. Prince X is already almost to another Shatter. Banana using the Blossom to try to keep their team alive, but it looks like finally the kills are falling in favor of Geometric. We see the grab from Lori trying his best to clutch out the fights. They're barely able to touch Herping Yoshi going down, and what a long fight.
That was so long that Zexu builds Zexu and Tilted both build up their ults, SD builds up 2 ults, and Valerie builds a Blade.
That was insane. That was a lot of speaking. I'm drinking water after that one.
I just kind of let you handle that because I'm the analyst person. My job is to talk after the fights, and since that was an extended fight, I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, lucky you.
I mean, even so, that was still a pretty decent push from the side of Hyperflex. Now, granted, they did go into that final point with 5 minutes and didn't cap full, so...
Yeah, it's always the third point on these kinds of maps that just gets people for some reason, mostly because of respawns from the defending team.
Well, respawns and ult cycling usually, because if you get to that third point, enemy team probably has a lot of ultimates to work with, so then they just use those respawns and an ult cycle to make sure that they win.
Yeah, I'm very much interested to see if SDA is going to keep this Widowmaker because I've heard very good things about his play overall. So maybe he's some kind of
I suspect
incredible.
he will swapping.
He probably will be. He might
Well,
go for a
especially
couple
because
really headshots.
Flank is running Ana, so I'm guessing he's going Genji.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to assume that as well. This is a very fun division to catch just because of the fact that there's so many different comps being played. You go to like advanced and it's just Monkey Diva, and that's basically it. SDA seems to be possibly keeping
He's
this as
actually
he does.
sticking on it.
Yeah, he ends up going out. As we see, the main wall already used, which is a good start here for Geo. Prince Exu getting pinned into the wall, but now Herping Yoshi is just in the back line of Geometric. He's going to get taken out incredibly quickly. And now Valerie going down as well. The wall is the only thing splitting them off from their demise as Hyperflex, two of their players getting antied here as well. It's not looking too good for them to be able to hold this point as more and more of them die. And look at how much Geometric is pushing up. They're not even capturing points.
It's actually the DPS's job, but that could end up badly as Zexu is falling very, very lowly. He gets nanoed.
He gets nanoed, but he pins out at the exact same time. It looks like Hyperflex is gonna maybe try to re-engage here. As we see,
they're down 2.
Yeah, Bob's tried his best to get himself back onto the point, but that was at the cost of 2 of his teammates. Tilted Waffle getting some good cleanup done there, and that could have gone very poorly, but luckily it didn't, and they get first point.
That was a very clutch nano from Flankiata, because if it didn't happen, I'm pretty sure Zexu would have died. Which could have swung that fight in an entirely different way, as Zexu also probably wouldn't have built up his shatter.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Rhine duel here coming up into this next fight. Both Rhines have shatter. Let's, maybe we can see some big brain plays coming out from one or the other. Prince Zexu is going to have a harder time hitting a shatter because they have, or Hyperflex has an Orisa. So that's 2 shields to worry about, but it's most definitely doable.
Absolutely.
Oh, we see.
Walls come out first just to sort of see their positions. The only thing is there's not really a point to it considering you know where all of them are playing. They're directly in front of you.
I feel like that was just more to like help try secure picks, and it seems to have worked pretty well as he gets an early pick on the Valerie. A grab as well, but countered by the shatter from Herping Yoshi. He pins into the team again. Nearly dies. It seems that he has a pretty good chance of living here. The shield goes down, but he's at a decent amount of HP. He's going to be able to back up. And that's going to force Geometric to back up as well, because they're down there Reinhardt.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that Zexu dies so early in that fight that even though ST did get the first pick of that engagement, it just doesn't matter because Ryan is such a crucial part.
Yeah, that was just kind of unfortunate. He ended up getting shattered. Prince Zexu with a very predictable shatter gets blocked, but he's still going to be able to find 2 both
really
tanks.
Mattering.
Main tank different against 2 main tanks. Who is this guy? We see Valerie trying his best to clutch it out with a nano blade, but unfortunately going to go down.
Wooly, super smart play there. He builds up his beat right as the blade goes off, but he doesn't pop it because he knows there's no way that Genji is going to be able to kill all of them, so why use it?
Yeah, I mean, incredibly smart. Now he can possibly use it for the Reaper ult, especially with Valerie switching off of Genji. He doesn't really have too much to worry about with that. And I gotta say, this double sniper comp is definitely working pretty well here for Geometric, as SDA is just getting these random niche picks and Tilted is putting in a lot of damage.
Absolutely, and we haven't even really talked that much about Churd, but Churd has been consistently pumping in damage to the entire enemy team, building up these grabs rather quickly, keeping high charge, although he's only on 20% right now as neither of his bubbles get anything.
Hey, listen, it's Caster's Curse. We see the sights once again popped by SDA, which helps them see Banana in the backline trying to go for the Blossom. The beat is well used. It just gives such a big advantage to Geometric here. And I just can't
Did they not notice the Zarya on point?
Yeah, Lori is just kind of chilling. Still not dead. Finally does.
That took a while to kill him.
Yeah, it did. I just can't see Hyperflex holding this here.
Oh.
And SDA is just getting too many picks. Oh my god, SDA is
they didn't even get to contest.
Yeah, Geometric winning map 2 as well. Can't say it was close.
Heavy-handedly win too. Like, it didn't look like looked like it was going to be a very close map, and then third point / the entirety of their attack was just pure Geo domination.
Yeah, I can't say that the Ryan Orisa comp was a bad choice. But as soon as Geometric figured out what they're supposed to do, it just stopped working. It's you need to learn to switch off at those points, and that's the issue with the Rein Orisa comp is the fact that the off tank players on Reinhardt that forced Lori, who I'm assuming isn't the most experienced on off tank, onto Zarya, which doesn't always go well.
So is Herping not able to play Zarya? Because it doesn't look like he's super comfortable enough on it to like consistently play it, which is questionable.
He has not played Zarya at all this season, if that means anything.
Huh. I mean, this season is a bit weird, but
and last season he played it for 9 minutes.
I guess
I don't know. Maybe Herping just doesn't have much experience on Zarya.
An
Maybe
off-tank player who doesn't know how to play Zarya is a bit questionable.
Yeah, I mean, Herping Yoshi was pretty well known last season in the Novice division with for his Sigma play, if I remember correctly. So I mean, he obviously most often players put a lot of time into Sigma, right? But once you like APAC dives started becoming a thing, people started putting in hours on Zarya, and that just basically instantly gives anyone an advantage in a Zarya mirror, right? Because Herping Yoshi didn't do that for some reason.
Just to note, Zarya is actually Herping's third least played tank, only above Monkey and Hog. So I guess maybe he's just not as skilled on it, which is kind of unfortunate because right now you're seeing that Zarya, especially on King's Row, Zarya is crucial, and if you can't play it, that's a big downside for your team.
Yeah. Oh, that's just yikes, kind of. You need to to be a good off tank player, you need to be able to play all off tanks at least a decent level. And obviously that's not happening right now. Herping Yoshi is just kind of falling to the wrath of Churd, the man himself. Which like you said, we haven't been talking about Churd too much, but he's been doing a lot for his team. Really letting Prince go in aggressive with the help of his bubbles, just pumping out so much damage. Prince is a very aggressive Reinhardt, so like those bubbles are getting a lot of value, and he's getting high charge, and you can tell because he's doing a lot.
Absolutely. And I have to say, the supports of Geometric are honestly being very good. Like, Woolly Sheep, their beats are most of the time exactly when they need to happen. And a lot of times they hold them when a lot of other Lucios might pop that. Oh my lord. I just got Rialto, Gibraltar, Rialto. So Rialto?
They're screwing with me. I gotta hit the button.
Okay, we're going Rialto.
I have hotkeys, and they screwed my hotkeys, man.
Screwing up the hotkeys.
Not the hotkeys. Okay.
Flopping banana for Chef.
Honestly, I kind of like this because I feel like Chef and Valerie are both pretty good players. I feel like this is probably their best DPS lineup.
No offense to Banana. Banana's doing fine. It's just...
I feel like Valerie definitely had their moments on King's Row, and then Chef had his moments 100% on Nepal. Kind of surprised that Chef didn't play on King's Row. So I feel like this could be a pretty good lineup to roll out with. Other than that, Geo made no swaps at all. Don't blame him once again.
Ghost for Lori. Who was Ghost?
Ghost Turtle. He like just joined.
Not... Oh, there they are.
They're gonna need to kick out a spec, aren't they?
Yep. Unfortunately, they will. Who? Who was Soon? I mean, obviously, Soon is...
Okay, so like if they don't answer, do you just kick someone random?
Yep, that's exactly what I do.
Let's kick out Fireflies. That'd be funny.
We're gonna go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by his toe.
Oh, well, it hit 5 flags. Guess we gotta kick him.
Bivers.
No, not VRS.
Sorry.
No.
That's just the rules. You can only have 4 unless both teams agree to it, and I doubt Gio's gonna agree to you getting one more than them.
True. Man.
Can only have 4, and y'all didn't answer, so.
You got him there. Wow, that's sad. Oh, I think Valerie's a little mad.
Well, too bad. Sorry, Valerie.
It's kind of the rules.
It's part of the rules, as we're now just waiting for the R's from both teams. Rialto, I honestly think Hype is just... Why would they pick Rialto of all maps? They know SD is a good Pharah and a good Widow, both of which are very, very prevalent on this map. Like, it's a choice, but I think it's kind of the wrong choice, as I guess we're going into this possibly final map.
I don't know. Hyperflex, I hate being like this as a caster, but Hyperflex has basically just been on a stream of bad decisions. And I mean, it's not nice to say that, but it's definitely the truth, and they need to like fix that. Going on to Rialto, which like you said is just a perfect map for SDA. There's no reason for that, right? There's got to be a better map to play than this. I don't really know the map pool exactly. Isn't it Rialto, Gibraltar, and something else? I don't fully remember.
Havana? Dorado?
Oh, well, never mind. Oh yeah, no, it's Dorado. Yeah, okay, that's actually all pretty good Widow and Pharah maps.
Okay, to be fair, they didn't really have much of a choice in the matter.
Yeah, I'm kind of correcting myself here, but like Rialto's probably
the worst for Pharah. Well,
I don't know. Gibraltar, like once you get out of first point, I don't know if you can really say that. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. All of them are kind of good for Pharah, although, funnily enough, we're calling SD good at Pharah. He's not even playing it. He's playing Tracer of all characters.
I like the idea. I mean, you can definitely overwhelm a support line with this, especially with such an uncoordinated team as Hyperflex. They might not get much peel for it. This could be free farming for SDA. As we see Chef on the Widowmaker here, actually. Top of the head of SDA, okay.
That was
Chef
a really nice shot. He actually shot right out of recall.
Yeah, my man. Yeah, that shot sums it up perfectly. SDA saying, "Chef, stop being so cute." Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to agree right there. We see Tilted Waffle getting a nice headshot on the Valkyrie there, or not Valkyrie. You guys know what I'm saying. The Hanzo on the enemy team, SDA as well, one clipping Chef out of existence.
Why can no casters call Valerie by their correct name? It's Valerie, not Valkyrie.
I'm used to saying either Valkyrie or Valorant, and like both of them don't work.
Valkyrie from Rainbow?
No, Valkyrie is the ultimate of mercy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Geometric holding at the end of the point there. Managing to stabilize a bit after Chef got those couple of picks. But there's now ultimates coming up here for Hyperflex. Here we see Valkyrie almost immediately using the Dragon Strike. Not going to get eaten up, unfortunately. Not going to get any kills either, however.
Ryan is so low right now. And SC looks like he's about to also kill. He does actually end up trading his life for Valerie's. I'd say Valerie's life is a bit more important.
Yeah, especially because Ghost Turtle kind of went a little bit too far. Even with that Nano Boost, unfortunately ended up dying. I don't know how long this has been a thing, but Flankiata's on Zenyatta. That's a cool.
Has that been this way the whole time? I don't honestly know.
Yeah, I don't really know too well either. But
I mean, he's built his ultimate and kills Ghost Turtle. So.
Oh wait, hang on. Valerie got a couple of pretty good picks there, but the thing is that they're both mobile heroes. so I don't know if
Oh
these
my
late
god,
picks are
Tilted was
gonna be-
literally 1 HP at one of those points.
Yeah, Hyperflex is just staggering themselves.
They now have a minute 30 on the clock. They only need to win one fight. The problem is they're now going to go into this fight. Enemy team has 4, almost 5 ults up. The only ultimate they're not probably going to have is Zenyatta because he popped it to try and save his teammates.
Yeah, but I mean, Hyperflex does have a lot on their side as well, 4 ultimates, so just one less, but it's definitely still winnable, unless Chef goes down. Tilted Waffle, though, is going to get traded out. Herping Yoshi pops the bomb, is not going to get anybody. Flank Yada barely able to hide from it. We see Prince Exu in the backline. SK! Gonna get 2 with the pulse.
And Herping's going to get demaxed.
It's just
I mean,
whatever Hyperflex is doing, Geometric is just doing 3 times better.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Tilted somehow got into the backline and killed the chef before Valerie killed him at the very beginning of that fight, and I was watching the whole thing happen, and I was so confused why it worked. He actually gets caught out by the Kree. But the Kree actually, I think, he does end up dying.
Yeah, it's just Hyperflex is so uncoordinated right now. Like, look, Herping Yoshi is currently in their backline. Half the team hasn't even pushed in. Ghost Turtle gets nano boosted. He's alone focusing down a Diva right now. It's somehow managing to work out. They all group back up on point. Church's able to get Bob. SDA is getting Ghost Turtle as well. There's just no coordination at all in Hyperflex right now.
Somehow Brandon dies to a sticky.
I don't understand anymore.
This fight
Valerie
is
trying
so
to pop behind you to clutch things out. Herping Yoshi is gonna be able to get SDA actually. Tilted Waffles Bob though is gonna demech him. Valerie though is getting multiple picks right now. Herping, like there's so many trades going off the res on the Tilted Waffle as well. A nice shatter though from Ghost Turtle.
I don't know who's winning this, as it's like so back and forth. It does look like Hyperflex is winning this fight, but Flame does have that Transcendence.
Yeah, there's a Transcendence as well as the fact that the Reinhardt is down now in Ghost Turtle. You also see Prince Exu with the Primal Rage. This is building enough time for Flank Yada to get back. Popping the Strand. Chef though, clicking the head off of SDA. That can't get out healed. That's a lot of damage. Prince Exu though is going to go into the backline and take down Chef. Jumping back into the fight, Herping Yoshi uses the bomb. Is not going to be able to find anybody. Prince Exu is killing too many though.
What the hell is happening right now?
And that is my exact
Ghost
thought
Turtle is
process.
so low, so is Herping.
How
How did they turn this around?
Oh my god, this is just crazy. The fact that Flank Yada didn't die either is the weirdest part. Like, it's a Zenyatta. Come on. It's a Zenyatta and you're running like Diva, Widowmaker, so many characters that can just easily take down a Zenyatta. And then it just didn't happen. It's just such a weird amount of uncoordination from Hyperflex.
And now they have less than a point, and this goes 3-0 for Geometric. And I gotta be honest, I don't think Hyperflex is winning this. I love Hyperflex. I think they're doing okay, but they just don't have any sort of coordination. Their DPS are trying so hard to carry. Chef and Valerie are popping off, and then there's just nothing.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, you really have to feel bad for the DPS players on this team.
On the other side, though, you look at SD and Tilted. Yes, Tilted, play Echo. Please make tank difference.
Let's go.
Make tank difference them. But SD Awesome and Tilted are getting so much help from both their tanks and their supports that they rarely die.
Sorry. Ugh.
Feeling a little sleepy.
Yeah, very actually. I had a very long day, but you know, still here, still chilling out. I completely agree with you. The supports on the side of Geometric are very good, even on like a Mercy Zen type of comp. Geometric plays it out perfectly. I do like the. I didn't expect a Novice team to be able to play Mercy Zen because it's like it's so difficult to do when not coordinated. SDA already getting a pick on the Valerie. It's gonna get messed up, but that means that's such a crucial resource gone. And now they're both dead. This is already looking disastrous.
Who really matters if they get rezzed if they're dead anyway? As Herping also gets demacked, and he's probably... And, well, he's probably not gonna die here. Oh my god, Tilted so low.
Like, how are these people not dying? You get people to 1 HP, and then you don't kill them. That's an issue. Like, oh my god.
How is this happening? Well, that's
it's
probably
pain.
map. That's game.
Oh man. Okay, Herping Yoshi, last second chance. Trying his best to get something done. That beam from Tilted Waffle is just too good. Ghost Turtle trying his best to maybe get something done, but nothing is going to get done. And Geometric dominates their way to a 3-0.
That was sad.
It was.
Like, there were points when it looked like maybe Hyperflex could win the series, but the rest of it was just pure, absolutely geometric dominance.
Oh. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna be honest.
All I can say is just GGGO, get better Hyperflex.
Do we do interviews here or?
We do interviews.
Okay, yeah, you can choose because I don't know who to interview.
Neither do I. Let's go Wooly. They impressed me quite a bit. I want to do one of their supports. Pick either Wooly or Flank.
That's up to you. It seems like they're leaving. We might not even be able to get an interview in.
I'll do Wooly. Well, as long as Wooly says yes.
Honestly, everybody on Geometric did play that very well, though.
Alright, cool. We're getting Wooly, which means I gotta yoink 'em.
Let's go.
Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is.
Man, I don't have questions prepped for this. I don't really know what to say. I'll let you handle that.
Oh my lord. You're so
I got
unprepared.
one huge question to get at the end of it. It'll be spicy.
Hello, Wooly. Welcome to the casting booth.
I feel honored.
Well,
I fed game, so you know.
You did fine. So we just are gonna ask you a few questions. First of all, congratulations on your 3-0 rather impressive win against Hyperflex.
Thank you.
Going into this, were you pretty confident? Oh, goodbye, Alianos. Were you pretty confident that you were probably going to win this series?
Yeah, we were very confident that we were going to win. We've been scrimming really well. We've been scrimming like out of league really well, and we didn't really rate Hyperflex too highly. Like they had a good win against SBC last week, but SBC kind of just played trash. So we were expecting to win.
Well, I mean, when you did, on Hyperflex, who would you say is probably their strongest player? Like the one you had to worry about the most?
Probably Chef and Valerie. I think that's like actually a really good DPS duo. They're like, you can see at times like Chef really popped off. He was on the first map. He was building bobs super fast, and Valerie is like, you know, the master Junkrat one trick.
I'd like to apologize. My whole internet crashed, but I'm back.
Oh well, that's certainly a reason. Just to let you know, Knock, don't leave the lobby. Other question, on your team as Geo, who would you say, and no, you can't say yourself, is like the glue that holds your team together? I'm not saying the most mechanically skilled or the smartest player, but the one that like really makes Geometric stick as a team.
I feel like people want me to say Esther, but I'm not sure it is, you know. I think that Churd and Zexu are like the biggest part of our team. Like their comms are great, and like when we're overcoming, Zexu will calm us down, and like Churd is just a great captain. He's a great dude, and it's really fun to be around. So I think they're the glue that holds us together.
Cool. Well, that's the end of my questions. I know, Alianos, you said you had one big final one.
Alianos, what?
Did I just call you Alianos?
Yes, yeah, you did. Anyways, this is a huge question. I ask this at the end of every interview I do. Is there any shit talking or any praise that you want to give anyone at all? I don't care who. In this community, of course.
In this community, oh shit, I haven't thought about it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. It's Aussie habits, man. I really want to. I want to praise Hyperflex as a whole team. Like in the Marsupial Invitational, they just look boomed the entire time. But like, they've turned it around. Like they had a really good Kings row against us. Like we had to hold for 5 minutes, and they've just turned their season around. Like when it looked like it was going to be absolutely dire. I think they really deserve a lot of props to get out of that like rut, I suppose.
We all love a good sport. So, that's the first time someone hasn't shit talked when I asked that question. So I'm kind of proud of you.
It's Novice. Novice isn't known for being the most shit talky crowd. That's mainly
That's
expert.
true. Yeah, expert and advanced. Yeah. All right. Well, Hedwig, you don't have any questions, right?
Nope. All I'm just
All
gonna
right.
say is thank you so much for joining us, Wooly. We're gonna let you go to celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
Congrats on your win, and good luck next week.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I believe that expert's happening at 8 Eastern. So if you would like to tune in, it's happening on multiple different Twitch channels. So join the League Zero Discord if you want to get up to date on every other game. Follow the main Twitch, which is League Zero OW, to tune in. Tomorrow we also got advanced games. We got a hell of a weekend ahead of us. So thank you very much for tuning into these games. Hedwig, do you have any final things to say?
All I'm gonna say is I hope some of you stick around for expert, as Nock will be my streamer, and I will be casting with. Oh, I'm completely forgetting who my casting partner is.
Drift.
For
My boy Revolve. Let's
I
go.
thought we have 2 different casting. I thought you were just hosting.
No, Alpha and Omega couldn't come, so I'm casting the expert game.
Okay.
But so that will be Chengdu Chads versus Love Muffin. I do hope some of you stick around, but until then, peace nut.
Also, One Trick Wonders and Edinburgh Monarchs are in their last map, it looks like, if One Trick Wonders can pull us out. So I'm going to host that channel.
Oh yeah, definitely
right.
go watch that match.
Boo.